When I am asked how I proceed to take my photos, there is a very simple method, and I call it the PIPA method, which maybe has a bit to do with my name, Piaparolin. The acronym PIPA stands for Potential, Idea, Perspective, Alternative. The first word in my PIPA system is potential. Why potential? It's because I walk the streets and I observe and I really watch what I'm seeing. I really try to perceive what I see, and I try to find the potential of something that I can work on. So I find a special light setting or an environment that is promising for something, and where I think that if I invest some time to wait, something might happen. I do not like very much the differentiation between the hunters and the fishers, which is often made in street photography, because I think the ideal is to have a combination of both. So this idea of the potential, to me it's more the hunting part. I walk through the streets and I'm hunting in a way. I don't like these a bit aggressive terms, but it's kind of what I do. I walk and I watch and I hunt for an idea, I hunt for something interesting. And so this is the moment where I focus, where I try to be really there, and I look at the floor and the colors and the lines and the light and the people and things that move and everything that happens. So this is my moment of focus, where I really get into everything that surrounds me, and I try to filter things that interest me in what I see. So once I find this, I need my idea. What am I going to do with this situation? And this is something that you can solve only on the long run, because I get my ideas from my own personality, from my own experience, but most of all I get ideas also from inspiration through other photographers. So in my spare time I often look at beautiful pictures, at books, at exhibitions, museums, festivals, but mostly books. I really like photography books because I can take my time, I can sit where I want without being more time on the laptop or on my iPad. So I can just take a book and relax and look at the pictures, and those that I like, they will stay in my brain. And all these pictures together, they form a huge resource, because they are somewhat present in the moment that I find my own situation, that I have my own new focus. And so I can use this databases that I have in my head for my new creation that I will do in this specific site where I found the potential. Once I have found the spot with the potential that I want to work upon, and I have some ideas ready, the most important part starts, and that's what I call perspective. There are many other words that I could use here. I could say the storytelling starts, or the working of the frame starts. Because what this is all about now is to use a very common situation that you find in the city to do something interesting with it. Or maybe you find something uncommon, but then you also have to put it in a certain frame, because even if you find the most spectacular person with a fancy hat or some colorful dress, the photo can say nothing if you just take a portrait of this person passing by. So you have to put it into a perspective, into a story. you have to build up something. And you look through your viewfinder and you filter things. What are you taking in your photo? What are you leaving out? This is very important. So to me, this is the most important part of these 4 steps. It's not only the most important, but also the most difficult part, because you have to make something uncommon out of a common situation. And here you need your fantasy, your creativity, and your ideas that you have already in your head, your databases of other pictures, and you bring all this together. And now you know how fast street photography is, because you see a situation and it's over in a millisecond. So here maybe the second strategy comes in, the fishing strategy, which means you spend some time where you are, where you found your potential idea, and wait for things to happen. So this is what I mean with needing a combination of hunting and fishing. Now, the 4th part in the acronym is the A, which stands for alternatives. This may sound a bit strange, but with alternatives I mean you really spend some time in that place, and you take your time to not just get the first idea or the second, but really find alternative ideas. Because sometimes things arise only when you spend really some time in a place. Maybe something really unexpected happens at once and then it's fine, it's perfect, that's what we all look for. But very often things don't happen just in a millisecond. They happen over time. If you find your frame, you can just wait. And here you need perseverance, patience. These are all things that I'm not very good at. But I learned through photography to really stay calm and wait if I know that this site has really a good potential and that I have the right idea and that I can really work out something here in this particular spot, then I stay. And another thing that I do, if I'm not really satisfied with what I've been doing, I come back. Sometimes I travel, so it's difficult to come back, but when it's in my city or when I'm in a city for a longer time, then I try to go to the same spots over and over again until I'm really satisfied with the photo I've taken. So these alternatives means I stay on the spot, I stay on my theme, but I try to take different perspectives, take different takes on it, just make variations of the same theme, like in music, and really become creative with this particular spot that I chose, with this focus point that I have, with this beautiful, interesting idea that I developed. I can best use the potential if I find a certain harmony in my picture. So I find the spot and I think in my head beforehand, how should things be in place so that my photo works? And often I have the right idea right away and it works. But sometimes I see that the idea that I initially had doesn't really work. So I find I go to the side, just 2 steps to another, to the right, or I knee down on my knee. So having different perspectives, just a little angle can already change the things. So yeah, potential, ideas, perspectives, alternatives. These are the 4 steps that I always follow when I take a photo. No matter if I'm just rushing through a city or if I'm really taking my time and spending more time fishing, if you want so. That's how it usually works pretty well. Maybe you want to try it.